Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Power Sports Dealers Showcase session. Dave McMahon here. Glad you guys are spending some time with us today. Pleased to have with me is Jeremy Coon he's the owner of Lucky You Cycles down in Wildwood, Florida, which is going to be a little bit northwest of Orlando. Is that right, Jeremy?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, so believe I've actually in the trips down to Orlando over the years driven by there, and looking forward to making a stop in at some point. But yeah, just wanted to catch up with you a little bit. I know you guys had this as we're going into the holiday season here. We just wrapped up the Toys for Tots event that you guys had, the car show and bike show combo. Man, you told me in one of our preparation interviews that you guys had 80 cars turn out for that event. So just maybe a little bit about how you decided to have that and what went into it.
Yeah, we started when we moved into our brand new building last October, November. We really wanted to do an event and everything, especially Toys for Tot. And there's a lot of motorcycle rides, but then we have, we're in the villages, so one of our retired people that don't ride, they still have classic cars, but they love coming out, and it's always a good cause for our kids. We got to make sure we take care of the kids for our future. I mean, that's the future of the world right there, and we're
Sure.
so glad to help them out. And we had 80 cars show up this year. It was our second annual, and
That's
I
awesome.
think they just took our 20-foot trailer that pretty much almost filled the whole trailer of toys that we collected all weekend.
Oh,
So
unreal.
yeah, it's super nice. The
Wow. That's
lady when we dropped it off was very impressed. So we're real happy about that.
what did the drop-off space have enough room for you guys, or that's a crazy amount of toys?
Yeah, it is. It's a really it's a retired car dealership. So they
Oh,
we,
okay.
we filled their showroom floor, made it look good. So that's always nice.
That's awesome. Let's see here. So, of those cars, I know you have a bike addiction, obviously. Is there also a car addiction that you might be able to share a little bit about?
Yeah, I always like some cool cars and everything. It makes it really you know, every year I always try to say I'm gonna buy one car for the year, and really but classic cars are super cool. I mean, I wish I was back in the 50s and 60s to be able to drive them things. It was just pretty
Right.
amazing. So, but I definitely love some cars and motorcycles.
That's awesome. Any on the car side in particular, anything stand out to you that people of the 80 that folks were bringing in?
And we had some really nice cars this time, like just a lot of LS builds or
Okay.
Coyote motor builds, like
Oh,
just
wow.
some high-end cars. Like we were really impressed with that. Of course, we had, nice Corvettes and stuff, but then we had some older stuff that Coyote Motors are in. We had a buddy bring up a brand new Lambo that was pretty nice, and we
Oh,
had big
nice.
old trucks. And but trucks stole the show pretty much. We had all of our
Oh, wow.
mechanics build trophies. So the mechanics built trophies. We had 10 trophies,
Sweet.
seven of them for cars and three of them for motorcycles, really.
Yep.
And it was a really cool thing, and the customers and everybody really enjoyed the custom made trophies, and we let the technician pick the winning cars of the thing
Okay.
with their trophy, so it turned out a really cool event.
That's awesome. And then you talk about, just getting people into the shop, but how was it some new faces that come out to these type of events just to get them more comfortable with Lucky You and kind of your importance to the community?
Yeah, that's the great part about building our new dealership. Not just we've been in business for over 18 years now, but just trying
Mhm.
to build our community around motorcycles, knowing that motorcycles are not dangerous.
Sure.
Everything's dangerous in the world, but motorcycles are fun, and everybody should own one, of course. But it's cool to get all these guys in here, and some of these guys are retired; they're not going to ride anymore. But then they see like trikes, so then they get
Sure.
that itch and stuff like
Yep.
that. Or we get we probably had 100 and some motorcycles ride through that day also to
Okay.
check out the cars, hang out,
Right.
and everything else. So, it was a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you talked about the grand opening here that was just in November, I believe. Also, maybe a month or so before your Toys for Tots event. Yeah, talk a little bit about what went into deciding that you needed a new space and kind of some of the specifics about how big it is and how much more inventory you're able to carry and that type of thing.
Yeah, we started this company at when I was 23 years old. It was 18, going almost 19 years ago, and we started on a 1,500 square foot shopping center. And we outgrew that in the first 60 days of being open, and we had 3,000 square feet. And then we grew to 4,500 square feet in the shopping center. I swear we should have just been in the whole shopping center, but our rent was always fine. Everything was good. And then finally, just right in 2018, 2019, we really blew up a little bit more. We started carrying over 300 motorcycles in stock, and we had 9,000 square foot rented, and that rent just started getting up there, and it wasn't bad, but at the same time, we just couldn't organize 300 motorcycles in the right thing. And so,
Sure.
probably back in 2022 or 23, was it? I put an offer on this property, just thinking, if they take it, we'll do it. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. And they accepted our offer. And then I'm like, all right, we got to build this building. And then we
Wow.
started with the budget, and that never works out really good. But we built a brand new 15,000 square foot dealership that, I don't think I slept for over a year, just trying to pick out every little detail that would fit and make sure we could work Don't change what we do in business. We've been successful since day one. We
Sure.
have a great reputation. We work hard. We believe what we do, and our customers believe in us. So, that keeps us at our selling 1,200 motorcycles a year. But,
Sure.
I laid this dealership out pretty almost perfect. If I had to say one more thing today, is I wish we just built it a little bit bigger, of course. But, but honestly, we're built perfect. We're built for 300 motorcycles, a full service department with 5 technicians turning wrenches,
Nice.
a nice warehouse for storage, nice sales offices, and it really turned out real nice. And this year was our first full year of being in the new dealership, and
Right.
our organization of keeping bikes cleaner, better maintained, staying up with batteries, getting them out on the service line faster, really just helped us a little bit more. And honestly, our overhead was less this year than last year, so we're real happy about that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. When you have some dealer friends who might come into the store to visit you or hang out a little bit, what are they most impressed with when they, just the overall build?
Mostly I built this bourbon wall in my office, and so they all want to just come in and talk about it. Really, they think that, oh, well, we're just going to have bourbon, and I'm like, no, it's not that way. But I think when you walk on a showroom floor of a dealership, motorcycle, anything like that, and you get to walk in, and right before you walk in, of course, we have 60 bikes out front on display. But when you walk in, you have 200 bikes straight on the showroom floor, anywhere from scooters to metric riders to dual sport motorcycles to sport bikes, or to the classic Harley Davidson and Indian motorcycles.
Sure.
It doesn't matter what you do, it's an impressive view. And
Yeah.
so that's really good for our customers when they can come in and we can sit there and show them the difference of each motorcycle and
Right.
explain to them why they all should own 2 or 3 of them.
That's awesome. Yeah. Next time, after having seen that wall, I'm going to have to make sure I make a stop when I'm down there in Orlando.
Yeah, every once in a while we get a customer come in here and they'll be like, oh, I'll buy a motorcycle if we can do a shot. And I'm like, it's 10 o'clock on a Monday. I at least need to make it at least one dry day. But, customers are always right.
That's beautiful. Let's see here. And then, yeah, you talked a little bit about, Black Friday, having a lot of success there. Some of the bikes that might not be ideal fits for that showroom space. Talk a little bit about, how you decided to do your kind of tent sale combo Black Friday sale.
Yeah, honestly, 18 years of business, we haven't really been into doing big sales or anything. I figure if you price your inventory correctly and work with your customers correctly, everything's going to sell sooner or later. Now, some don't move as fast, so sometimes we get that aged inventory, and that's what we have to learn going in the future. It's if we don't sell this bike real good, we don't need 3 of them in stock, and you think you stole it. But sooner or later, it's still just dead money sitting there. And that's what we got to work on just a little bit better. We don't need so many of one model in stock, even if we get it cheap enough. Like, let's keep moving the right material. But then there's bikes that are out there that we got $1,000 in them, and they probably need $1,000 or $2,000 worth of service work. And so we did this Black Friday sell, and it was the first time I ever did anything like this. And we marked 60 bikes for sale, I think. And
Interesting.
I think we ended up moving 10 or 15 of them out of the 60. But the cool part is we sold another 10 off full retail right off the showroom floor, just getting customers in. So,
Right.
I'm telling you, it was a great thing. November was an amazing month for us and everything else. So,
Cool. That's awesome. Great way to wrap that one up. I know you talked about having a nice stable of Harleys in there too. Your Harley days go back to what you were just you turned 16 and you start working in a Harley shop. Is that how I recall?
Yeah, that was right in 1999. I was 16 years old and thought my next door neighbor's family owned the local Harley shop, and he offered me a job to go work there in the parts department with them, just being an errand boy pretty much and stuff like that, and put parts away and everything for $6 an hour. And I took the job, and I really didn't even know Harley Davidsons were cool. I tell people that every day, but I enjoyed the job, and it was really cool to meet people and learn to talk. Like, that's what, you go to school all your life, but they don't teach you how to talk to people exactly, right?
Exactly.
And so,
That's
but
fair.
when you're sitting there at a parts counter and this big old biker walks up to you at 16 years old, you're going to learn to speak and say yes sir, no sir, whatever, And I learned a lot from there and everything, and it was a really great thing. And I worked there until I was 18, and then they offered me a sales job, which I never even rode a motorcycle. I was like, how am I going to sell motorcycles? But of course, probably back then, motorcycles might have sold themselves a little bit easier than they do today, right?
Yeah.
The market was a little bit different, but still, there's motorcycles sold every day in this world. Motorcycles are still fun. Everybody should be riding them, and we sold over 1,100 motorcycles this year. So
Unbelievable, man! Congrats on that. I know you talked about your service. How big is your sales staff?
Sales staff, man, we probably run the smallest sales staff in the country, but they know they have to do their phone calls, their emails, and text messages every day with their follow-ups and everything. And we really run around 3 to 4 with sales manager, finance manager, 3 to 4 of them a day. But my two sales manager, finance managers both worked for me for over 15 years now.
Oh,
My
wow.
one salesman's been with me for over 5 years, and my other one is pretty much on his 5th year also. So these guys, we just went over budgets for 2026, numbers for 2026. And, I'm like, you guys been here long enough, we can average out what you get done in the last 5 years. And, that's your goal. And we have to meet it. And so, if we have to pound the phone call a little bit, people aren't flowing through the door like right now when it's freezing cold outside in Florida. People aren't, and Christmas around the corner, we need to make our 50 to 75 phone calls a day.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, well, I mean, that's impressive to have that type of tenure, longevity among your staff there. I don't know if I were to ask them, what do you think that they would say is the biggest appeal about coming to work every day?
I mean, selling 1,200 motorcycles pretty much for 5-6 years straight now for our shop, and now we have this brand new location. Our customers come here are pretty happy people. We're as we say, we make dreams come true daily, and but really our customers really. I don't know if it's the bourbon on the wall that they want to take a shot of and everything like that and everything, but they work. My guys all come hungry. They know what they need to do every day to sell motorcycles. And, every once in a while we sit down and have a meeting, and just, you have to follow the process. You can't change the process. I bet I talk to 5 motorcycle dealerships or more a day right now. We do business together and everything else. And, our process is, if we skip a step in our process, it doesn't matter if we're turning wrenches on a motorcycle, follow up with parts and service work, or our sales department, or even as an owner of a company, if we skip our process, we miss steps. Miss steps cost money.
Okay, awesome. It's a great approach and reminder and refresher, I'm sure, for other dealers listening in. One of the things too that's easy to see on your guys' social media is you guys have 25,000 Facebook followers, which is awfully impressive. Talk a little bit about that importance, and how long is that you, or have you enjoyed doing that over the years, or how's that evolved?
Yeah, we jumped on the Facebook back in 2000 and 2008 really I think was right when Facebook 07, 08 really
Sure. Yeah.
was taking off much. So we got in it then and started doing it, and we definitely try to stay on our social media marketing. I always say we need to do at least, one post a day on Instagram, and then, 1 to 2 posts a day on Facebook if it's a bike a day for deals, or if it's our customers or service and everything like that. So we try to work really
Sure.
hard on that stuff. I've done really good over it, but it definitely part of it's a little time consuming sometimes, and trying to keep up with
Exactly.
messages, especially when you get these 25 or 50,000 followers like some dealerships have too. So,
Oh,
but
yeah. Right.
I mean, you know, an advertisement, if we can sit there and look at it, I mean, and my belief is like billboards are still cool, right? Okay, you'll laugh at a billboard, right? But you might not see that billboard ever again. And
Yep.
radio, so many people listen to Apple Music, Pandora, you
Hmm.
know. But if we probably had a room of 100 people, I bet you most of them spend 30 minutes or more a day on some kind of social media platform.
Yep. Fair enough, for sure. Um, yeah, just one of the most recent comments was I think you guys posted a bike. The guy says prices just cannot be beat. Awesome service also. So in just a few words, that type of stuff can really really resonate with other folks who are checking out your site. And yeah, just a kind of to wrap up here as we're finishing up another Powersports Dealer Showcase session with Jeremy Coon here from Lucky You Cycles down in Wildwood, Florida, near Orlando. Um, yeah, just so you guys are pre-owned only. And what can you say just about the ease or difficulty it is here in 25, heading into 26, just with maintaining that? So you got the 300 bikes for sale at a given time on your showroom floor. You got your warehouse space. How easy or difficult is it to procure that inventory these days?
Yeah, you know, we all got spoiled by COVID, I believe. As I said, 18 years we've been profitable for going on 19 years in business, and
Nice.
but to grow every year, and we still are like we haven't hit a bubble yet where we know our top thing, so we're still pushing for growth every
I
year.
see. Yep.
If it's 1,200 motorcycles, okay, if we can make $50 more per copy, we're going to bring so much more income into the dealership, right?
Sure.
So like our main goal every year is to hit our 1,200 motorcycles, because if we can move 1,200 units, that means our inventory is moving. And if stale inventory is it costs money, because you can put that money to work somewhere else, and that's what we got to really keep moving. Every dealership needs to keep their inventory flowing, and I think
Right.
that's really our biggest part of it, is trying to do it. But at the same time, selling 1,200 motorcycles, like in the month of March we have 300 bikes in stock and we sell 160 motorcycles in a month. We don't have a manufacturer shipping them. So, you guys, if you need to get rid of any
Right.
motorcycles, I'm buying all year long. So,
Right.
I mean, that's pretty much, I mean, you just gotta, you gotta keep it in stock. But, there's,
Right.
sometimes you get nervous. You're like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do with all these motorcycles? But,
Yeah.
then we just wake up and make more phone calls and try to do stuff and get people in here.
Yeah, that's awesome. So will you have some folks that'll, might have that bought a bike from you 5 years ago, and then they'll just bring it in for trade? Is that fairly common among your customers?
Man, it's pretty funny because, yeah, we'll see that stuff. And you're talking 5 years. They'll do it from 5 years. I have customers that bought bikes off me when I was 18 years old, and now they get to come back. Now they come to us now and buy motorcycles off of us, or just come in and like, I remember you. Like, I've had two people send me business pictures of my business card in the last 2 weeks from when I was 21 years old, and I'm like, holy moly! I mean,
Unbelievable.
it's just pretty funny. I tell them they're collector's items, but I think we try to do really good at if we sell bikes at the right price and everything, we could trade our customers out when they need to.
Okay,
And it
sure.
cost everything costs money to operate, right? To have a toy, it's going to cost them, so they're going to take a loss. But as long as we didn't bury them too bad, or or they buy too much stuff or accessorize it. It's the other thing. Normally we could trade them out pretty fair, but we have I think our number one customer right now has bought 18 motorcycles off of us, and I think he's only been a customer for 5 years. But
oh man,
so
that is awesome.
we have a lot of repeat business right now, and that makes it
That's
really
fantastic.
nice also. So it works really good. So
right.
I think 2026 should be a great year in the motorcycle industry. I think we're going to get back to reading about it and trying not to be in don't compare everything to COVID numbers.
Exactly. Yeah.
And us as dealerships, we just got to watch our overhead. We can't just money, cash flow is important, of course, but also watching our overhead and not just spending tons on advertisement. Make sure it's going the right place. That's what my goal is this next week, and making sure our bikes are priced in the market to sell, not just to collect dust.
That's an ideal way to wrap it up, making sure those bikes are moving and out the door. Jeremy, man, appreciate you taking the time. I know as you're wrapping up December here, every minute on the show floor helps and getting your guys dialed in. So appreciate you taking the time. And again, congratulations on so much success here since you got started in this business. And as a 16-year-old to where you are now, that's fantastic. Keep doing what you do, man.
We're truly blessed. I appreciate taking time and inviting me on the call, and we can't wait to see more stuff from you, Dave.
Awesome. Hey, man, appreciate that. Guys, Dave McMahon here on behalf of Jeremy Coon from Lucky You Cycles, finishing up another Powersports Dealer Showcase video session, and we'll talk to you soon on another one. Take care.
Thank you.